Join in. Okay. We did the Ritvo, the Rashbo, the Hegel. We're going to do the Ramban, and then we'll do the Meforshim. The Achronim on it. There's a very major shaila in the sugya, which we have to deal with, and which I didn't find a real answer. So Shmuel gives an answer. All the answers are, I would say in English, and Svor, I can say it's like running away from, not really answering the problem. Very hard in Svor. And the kasha is much stronger than the answer. We need to find, sometimes when the kasha is so big, as to be missing something. Something very fundamental. Shaila is, if the Kiddushin is Ano, whatever you're going to define the Ano Kurasruach, Ano Shimush, so Lichoiro will have to come on to Arvus. Ano is a din klol, is a general din. You can make it Ano. Ano is like Kesef, it's a mission of Samachina. What do you say? Orev is the one who's Mechadish, Ano is money. You know, Ano is money everywhere in Shas. And that's really, it's a problem. So, what is the Chiddush of Arevus? That's the shayla, very simple. If you're going to say that Arevus without any Ano, like Rashbam, like Shlichus, like the Rashbam, like the Yerushalmi, Tza'akno, money flips, it's a din, it's a special din in Arevus, as if I got the money. He's my shliach, okay? So you found out Mimashe Matzinu, you can learn from all. Like Rashi said. We don't say so. Very hard. Very hard to say Svogas or Anoyas. So you fall into traps. Anoyas are general D. And not only that, look, our question was, I'm read a little bit more. Our question last week was that how can people argue in the reality of Ano? Ano exists. So if it exists Ano, why people say a kno of money when I have Ano is there. If you say Cheresh doesn't work, there's always Ano. At least Ano shal pruto, Kurasruach, Shimush. Okay? But what the Magdir is, the Ano is there. So if I know, I'm a Kudesh, it's Ano, and I'm a Das, it's A and a B. She didn't mention anything. She didn't say, I want this Ano, not this Ano, I want this, what I want. She didn't say the word, I want Arvus. She said, I'm a Kudesh. It's a very fundamental question. What do you want to answer at Yosef Chaim?
Yeah, I know of this.
Yes.
Why does the Mikvah have to explain? Why do they have to work so much to explain to us that it's there? Why does he need to explain it? It should be obvious.
Good question. But after the fact, there is Ano, is there Ano?
Right, but the fact that the Mikvah has to explain it, that shows you that there's something different here other than the other.
The fact that the Gemara has to come on Arevus must be that without Arevus. That's what we're asking.
No.
This is what we're asking. You have Ano. Ritva says Ano. The Rashba said Ano. The Rashba, Ramban all said Ano. Okay, but they said Ano. We're asking all what you want to say. I know it's there. What have to come on to Arvus? I know it's a general rule.
The mikvah itself, this I know is different than what other means. Because that's why you have to explain. This I know.
Good. After the explanation is I know, so why would have to come on to Olive?
I have a solution.
The question is the answer.
I have a solution.
Yes, Abshleim.
This is a big solution.
Yes.
We see the Gemara, we see places in the Gemara. Like,
Yes.
the guy wants to buy with an Evan Torah.
Yes.
Evan Torah.
You need Shuma.
Shnam Kudeshas.
She's Mekudeshes. It's a problem of Shuma.
Shnam Kudeshas. That's a Fadai.
It depends which Rabbi Yosef.
You see there in the Gemara.
We can have this.
You see from that Gemara that You have to mark it down. So I don't know, because if she thinks one thing and you give her a different thing, she's not married.
Yes.
Means she thought every person is worth $1 million, and he gave her, and she really is only, and he really is worth it only 5. That's promotion. She's not married. She see, I know I say be married. At the market, I know. Say me here, you give all Abus and all this thing. Here, I know, I say be married, I know. So the shiny, what is that know? Listen to me, Kavasua, she got the money, all the machlokas here, and all the market, which kind of know is here. They got to share with some of that.
You're making the question stronger. Since the Machlokes Rishonim, and there's a lot of types of anois here, the question comes back. Where's the Geder?
Where's what?
Where's the Geder? Who's Magdi? I can say the Ano is the Ritwa, I can say the Ano is the Rashba, I can say the Ano is the Ramban, say the Yerushalmi. A lot of things. So she didn't say anything. Right, it's true, but
everyone wants the Magdi. What is that not? That she be Magdi.
we asking after all. Achre Akoil. She didn't say anything. She didn't say Hamakodesh. It can't 10 more. She didn't say hard one. He didn't Magdi. She didn't Magdi. How does it work? What do you want to answer this?
Guarantor. You must get some pleasure, some benefit from the guarantor. Some way of guarantor. They must have it. Why does one have to come
Cool. So we asking if it's.
Then they don't get any benefit from it. There's no benefit from the guarantor. He's not in the picture. He's a guarantor. There's no benefit from it or the position of it.
Well, where do you see a benefit for a guarantor in a loan? Where do you see that?
He's not in the picture. They don't get any benefit to have someone that can guarantee their loan. So
There is a benefit. That's a reality. Is a benefit. Yes.
It's a reality.
Right.
That's the Maisa. That's the Maisa Halaya. That's the way it happens.
Yeah, but we want to know what machinery does it. Not after the fact. Obviously, when you have an Orev, the guy lends you money. It's a benefit. Otherwise, he won't lend you money. We want to know which ano and what, and if there is ano after we talked about which ano we define, we'll have to come on to Orev. Ano works everywhere in
A
Chas.
person can't get a loan without an Orev.
Right.
And he gets a loan because of an Orev. Then what's the machlokus of different benefits? He's got a benefit from the guarantor, doesn't he?
We want to know the machinery, Rabbi.
Yeah.
How the guarantor obligates himself. How does it work? The Gemara said, you didn't receive anos money atzmoy. Avagav the Lamasik anol yod means the money itself didn't come to him. He's mekudosh. He's mishtabeh. So how does it work with words? With ano of kasruach shalaputo, ano of shimus. There's a lot of svogas here. Flipping the money, shlichus.
You don't understand why no one asks, there's a, what's the question?
Our question on the table is, after all, people are talking, and every issue gives a different observation here. The problem is, all those observations don't answer. What do you have to come on to Kiddushi, which is Mekudesh is Medina Orev. You would say Mekudesh is Medina Ano, Shbe Kesef, Kesef. Ano is Kesef. And does Ano exist? Nothing to do with how Orev works. Yes, what do you want to say?
The Gemara itself isn't going in the direction you're saying. It's saying it didn't Orev. It's the starting point, not Hanon, Mamela.
We ask you, what have to come on to Din Orev. It's very simple. This is not my question, by the way. This is the Yeshua's question. And Reb Shmuel Ozovsky's question. The question is, what's the answer? The answer is unclear. So we're going to see now the Ramban. Let's see what the Ramban says. They want to see the Bnei Yeshua and other Rishayim. That's what we want to do this week. This coming week, we want to solve this point.
Don't they backwards?
What?
Backwards.
Yes, it is
It
backwards.
says Orev. It says the Dimyon is not Orev. Orev is, and he doesn't get anything, then he's an Orev. So where do you see benefit by a loan? Where do you see such a thing?
So the Ritwa is how's it possible that Orev is mishtab without getting anything? So he answered once and he says, although the Gemara says he didn't get anything, doesn't mean literally. He didn't get the money itself. Money gufa, mamash. But I know Shavaputi he did get. The Ritwa says, not my words. The Rajvu says, I know she gets, Ham says, I know. So the Rishonim push that in. So we have to come on to Orev. That's the question. Yes, yeah, but those Rishonim.
So we have the case of Kedushin. Shabbat to Nova. There's a loan situation in the case of Kedushin.
Yes.
Shabbat Kedushin. So if the loans in comparison to Kedushin, then the org fits right in. Do it. You're gonna have a loan in Kedushin, right?
Yeah, but Avalon Kiddushin she's Kudeshes.
I mean, there's a type of loan that we make Shabbat in Kedushin.
I don't understand your words. A loan that is showing Kiddushin, what does that mean?
The situation of Kedushin.
Yes.
We compare to a loan. We're saying this Kedushin situation is a loan. It's actually a loan. Then
Okay.
what is that?
This Kiddushin, it's like a loan. What does that mean?
Case of Kedushin
Yes.
that
Now, well, which case? She told him, go give money to somebody, give a gift to someone. So, talk about specific case, not all of a sudden you're abstract. Explain to me in what case you're talking about.
case of Kedushin, the proportion.
Which case of Kiddushin?
Say that they make it, that it's like a loan, that she's getting married by a loan. And that's where the order comes in. In the case of Kedushin. That's where the order comes in. So the question of.
Where is a loan? Where's the case of Kiddushin loan? Explain to me in your word. What case? Where is it? Tell me the case. Spell out the case.
Someone
A woman, not someone. A woman tells her husband, man, go give 100 sous to somebody else. Where? Show me how. Where? What? Okay. So then,
It's right in the report. I read it.
Now what?
That they compare Kedushin to a loan. That's why when you have, that's why the order comes in. I don't see the question of why or I don't see why we would ask.
but you have to explain to me how a loan came in here.
I don't know.
She said to the man, go and give 100 zuz as a gift to a third party. Where's a loan here?
He because she said if
She called it a choy, not a loan. A debt.
debt is a
Debt to somebody else, a different song. So she's moichel a debt. That's the player sure answer. That's an answer. You should player sure answer.
I have a
So
question.
we did the issue last night.
Right. So player sure says it's not a loan. He says it's a debt. We'll see the player sure solution.
The loan is the creation of the situation. Give to him 100 shekels.
Right.
100 zuz.
Right.
This creates a situation of debt.
Herself.
She has a pleasure. She need to pay him, but she don't have money because she asked him, give him 100 shekels.
Right.
As she's in the debt, as okay, I will get married with this body with you. As for that, she
Right.
married.
Very good. This is what you marry in Interview Yeshua. That's a player sure. But we'll see. I have to learn it more a little bit deeper. What? I know. That's why I want to relate to it so much.
But Ramban is different because Ramban says that the benefit for important person must be in the place. The benefit that creates when someone gives someone gives the woman something, that pleasure, that benefit make illusion, make the contract.
Right.
Okay, I understand.
Good. Now let's see the Ramban. Oisa Sela Shalom. What?
The Gemara says she's mishubad and she's gives us up for marriage. So that relationship, the second step, she's married based on that she mishubad herself.
Right.
It's not explaining that relationship. They're not really explaining that relationship. They're not. What do they explain exactly? How do you? What's from A to B?
They explain that she received pleasure, and that's why she's married.
Mishubad. You say
Shubot, she's willing to get married. Submit herself. Shubot here means submit to marry.
Okay, and so then, but then it says and then it says protection.
Right.
So what that's that should be said. It's already according to you. It's already you don't need the second step and she's married. If Meshuba, she's married, then what do you need? And she's married.
That it works. That it works. It works, although she received not the money itself, just pleasure, whatever the pleasure is. She submitted herself to be married for the pleasure, and it worked.
I mean, if it worked, that's the second.
Yes, yes. The question is, we're asking Father which.
No, I didn't say it doesn't work.
I know it's a general thing. Yes, very good. So should have understood. And not only that, we don't need the order for that. I know all of a Shas, I know. It's all part of the question. So let's see what the Rambam says. We'll see the Pnei Yeshua and the Shmuel.
Yeshua, where he says, "Passionately the heat, the Alfin and the Earth, for I got them, Sha'abe, and he not say Earth, I can't do milk. Who keep it? The shots production, the aim, yeah, so it's not in his hand. Since it's not in his hands, they equate it to a milk.
That's kasha.
That's his kasha. That's his kasha. That's his kasha.
Yeah, but still, that's the kasha, but still, the fact is that they're equating it to fiducian and low. The concept exists. That why wouldn't you say that fiducian is in the parsha of Milva? I don't understand why you would say it at all. There's many cases where you can say,
It's a comparison, it's not an inclusion.
it's a comparison, but still you can say that the comparison exists.
What Ibn Yeshua says? What does he say? What does he really say?
What's that?
What does Ibn Yeshua say?
At the time of fiducian, the it's not Be'en, it's not.
Why? Why is that bad?
Because it's not in his hands.
I'll explain you why it's not in his hands.
Saying there were words.
That's the point. I want you to understand this. Ibn Yeshua, his starting point is, listen to Rabbi Yoshua.
Yeah.
You pushed in Ibn Yeshua to Ibn Yeshua. Your name is Yoshua. Rabbi Yoshua. Listen. Yeshua has a whole different problem, which is right what you're saying, but he has a different problem. He says, when the woman tells her husband, give 100 Jews a gift, and I'll marry you, when he marries her, that's the instructions. But when he marries her, after he gives the money to Pliny, he searches for it, he finds it, he says, I gave that money, found you, where's I want to marry you? That's his problem. If someone in between the time of giving the money and the time he comes to her and he says, I'm marrying you with what I gave, the money's already gone, already nikna. So that's a loan. That's his problem. It's a different story. What? No, that's his beginning understanding. Then he moves it and changes around. She'll have to see soon in a deeper way. But that's the point of the Yeshua. He calls it. He said, Father. He says not that it's comparable to a loan. If it's a loan, it should work. Because how can I marry a woman with a loan? That's his problem. Can I marry? If I marry a woman with a loan, that I lend a woman money, she's already lent, and after I lent, a day later, an hour later, I said, I'll marry you with a loan I gave you. That won't work. Why? Because now that she owes the money, it's virtual, it's made to be spent. So then it's just a debt. So you cannot marry with a woman, I'm not giving her anything. I'm just giving her debt. That's the problem. That's his question. His question is, all that would help you, because the moment he tells her, that moment is after he gave. So after he gave, it creates a debt. Marrying a woman with a debt would not work. That's his problem. So he gives an answer. We'll have to see what he answers. But he does give a solution to our problem. There's a hard solution, we'll see.
He has to pay. He's in the place of he's in the right place. I mean,
he has to pay what? He has to pay the money that he gave, or he has to pay the debt. And in exchange of a debt, so he marries her with a debt. If somebody marries a woman with a debt, the previous Gemara says, we learned at the end of last month, that a man cannot marry a woman with a debt, with a loan that is already being done. That's a problem. It's a different story. It's just history. An her command, he gave a gift, and it's done. The Pnei Yeshua's problem is what Arebus will work here, it's already done. So he's giving her what? He's giving her a debt, a loan. It's a virtual. She has to make a difference between a loan that's already done. I cannot marry a woman, and here I could. That's his skill. That's his whole piece here. It's a different story. Not a different story. After we'll understand his answer will be a solution to our problem. But this solution is I would say weird in a way. I'm not using those words. But I'm just saying in a way that if you put in a scale, what's the pashtus is pshat is not pashtus. We'll see. Maybe yes, maybe we'll see. We'll get to it. But first I want to see the Rambam. I'm already talking 20 minutes, not getting to the Rambam. Also, Sela Shalom Mekudesh. Pirish Rashi Zal, Shechatzer Shalom Kodesh. What's the case? The case is, by the way, it works. Good. I'm reading the Rambam. Masechet Kiddushin Avchet Amud Bet. You asking a question on the Rambam? So let's Rambam. I want to mention something on the Rambam. Well, how much time? Time is limited. I came late. I've taken my child. This story. In the hospital. Like, okay. Oisha Sela Shalom Mekudesh. If the husband tells her, I want to marry you, she says, okay, put on the rock, on the cellar. It is her cellar, she has Mekudeshes. Pirish Rashi, Chatzer no Kodesh. Rashi explains that Chatzer of a man acquires. It's her cellar. Betmeini, okay. It's not our subject. We want to know the Orev part. This uses it all. Ochotzer Shloim what?
Rashi says this notion.
Yes. Okay. She received it. She received it. Betmeini.
It's still only in the Havamina that it says that. Right? The Pneumish says it in the Havamina.
Correct.
Okay. I still say they compare Nova and Kedushin. Nova and Kedushin are still.
It's not, this is the question, what's the case? He understood in the Kasha, the case is one way, and he has a problem with it. We'll see what he answers. We'll see. Betmeini. Yochi od the boy Rabibi said after Shnei Mao. There's a wonder. The Gemara later on, Rabibi has a shaila. What happened if both owns the rock? Imishum Kinyan, if it's acquisition, pshita simple. Sheloi konso, that she doesn't acquire. Shenat shutrin koini mekach zemizeh. Partners cannot acquire one from the other. Bekaka, and the land, bechotzer shashneim. The land belongs to both of them. If he puts amunachas, if she has a box, her box, simple she's going. Again, he has a problem. According to Rashi, Sela Shalom means it's hers, it's her Sela. She's calling din Chotzer. She has a problem. What the Gemara's suffix is Sela Shashneim if they've Sela's both. If it's Chotzer and now Chotzer are both, Vada she's not koine because Shutri cannot acquire one from the other. And if she has a box, Vada she's koine. He can answer Rashi. This is the real question. Do we say her mind is to put her there? She wants the acquisition, the Kiddushin. She meant to say, okay, the land will receive it from me. Came in East so she has a share in the courtyard. Means her courtyard, her rock, she says, I want to receive it. If it belongs to both, did she mean say, put it in my share? He acquired a share in his chotzer, in his share, for her. He rented, he lent it to her. He was mashil his mokum, his half, for her for Kiddushin. Because that's what he said, okay, put on a rock of both. Although they're not, shoots don't acquire one from the other, but when he agreed, they do, because he's giving his share to her. Or Dilma maybe no. Came in the Stam Amolesi, she said, Stam, put on a rock. It belongs to both. She does not really doesn't want it. She said, put on your share. I don't want it. Okay. So that's Rashi. ולפי דברו, according to Rashi, אינו מסקדשת אלא עם כוס. She's not מקודשת unless she's acquired the money through her field. Now that's a problem, Rashi. ועוד אמרינן, we said in Gemara before דף זין, 10 money לפלויני וסקדש לכו. The woman tells the husband, give the money 100 zuz to somebody else, and I'll marry you. So let us say the same thing as here. When she said, put on a rock, what does it mean? Give it to Ploni, put on a rock. There is the answer. Also, shiny day is different. The cave and the mapik mamoina puma, since he takes up money upon her mouth. He takes money upon her mouth, taking out money out of his domain upon her words. And she accepts upon herself. She accepts upon herself from the law of Orev the what? She's obligated to pay. Okay, you want me to give 100 zuz, means you're going to pay for me. You accept upon Orev means to pay for me. The 100 zuz?
She doesn't pay back.
No, if you gave us another loan as a gift, you're not paying back. You're obligated to pay it. The woman tells the husband, give 100 zuz to this guy. What is he really saying? Okay, I'm going to do what you want, but pay me for it. If you accept upon yourself avos on it, so pay you chayev l'shalim. Mamoino shokin minei. This is the point, the punch. Money takes from her. Mamoino shokin minei. She took from him money. Which money? She's obligated to pay that money he gave away. So that now she took it for herself. In exchange of that, she's getting married. That's exactly like the It's like the answer of the Yeshua. But what is she from the Ramban?
She got mama's money.
She got mama's money. Mamoino shokolimine. Money. She did because she said, he says, give 100 zuz to this guy. He gives upon her word. She accepted the debt. She accepted to pay it. Not a debt. She accepted to pay it. Chayeves l'shalim. When she said, give 100 zuz to somebody else, he said, okay, I'll give it to you. It's in the words built in. She's saying, I will pay for it.
Pay for what you gave?
That money you gave away, I'll pay for it. Your money is being lost. I'll take care of the loss. That's what it means. Give 100 shekels means what? I'll pay you back.
That's a big score.
Yes. The cave on Pumo, since he took money out of her upon her words, upon her mouth, in Kibro Ale Medina Orev, she accepts upon herself from the law of Orev, Chayeves l'shalem mamoino shokol minei. She's obligated to pay money she took from him. Avaloch, that's there in Daf Zayin, our soup. Avaloch in Daf Chet, that she said put on a rock. She didn't take anything. Put on a rock. He also didn't take anything because he could take it back. Lish Kamalez, and he could take the money out of the rock and go away. That is Kashi against Rashi. Or according to him. According to Rashi, that's what? That Selo Shalosh, she received the children's name. He says, Mashil me, lend me your share, your half. Oh no, she said, I want to get it, put it by your place. That's the way the Rashi learns the Sofek. Or the Gemara says, according to the Rashi, the only way she's married, a chotzer acquired the money. But why Temona Ploini works? It's because Rosh she received. How she received the money? Not through a chotzer. Through Orev. She said, give it away, and I'm an Orev means I need to pay what you gave away. So she's now obligated to pay him what he gave away. He didn't owe it. So that money that she needs to pay, she takes for herself, and she transfers that to money to Kiddushin. Only problem is, the Pnei has a problem with this. It's milveh. It's a debt.
But when she got the money.
Well, he says, she took money out of it.
Money.
So, right. So the Pnei problem is on that, since it happened after the loan, after he gave it, It's a second stage. It's like a loan being done. How can you make Kaddish with a loan? He wants to say, their mind is on the money by a loan, and it's being spent. Here, mine is not on the money. Mine is on the benefit of getting rid of the debt. That's all. That's a picture. That's Shapar in the Ramban. Yes, what do you want to say?
What do you
Yes.
think Ben he marries it with Ano?
Not what I know. Not what I know. She marries him because it starts like this. In order for her to receive money, she needs to be an Orev. When she says give away 100 zuz, because she's an Orev and our Orev works with Ano, with words, with shlichus, whatever you want. She became an Ochiv with Orev. Once she's an Orev, means she received the debt. She owes him money. She owes him 100 zuz. She says, okay, extend paying 100 zuz. I'll marry him. So she took the 100 zuz that she owes him, because he gave it away upon her word. She owes him 100 zuz. And that 100 zuz she takes for herself, and she marries in exchange of that.
Very excellent. Very clear.
Why people that are already done, it doesn't work? And here it does work. So we have to explain Chilukim. And that's what he's saying. What do you want to say, Melech? Melech.
She said the lender to doesn't pick up. So she doesn't owe money.
No, you're making a mistake. She told the husband, give away 100 zuz. A gift. Upon my words, give it away. When I tell someone, give away, lose 100 zuz upon my words, in other words, I'm saying I will obligate them. That's called Midin Arevus. So the Din Arevus makes the first stage, I'm obligated. Then I said, I'll marry you means I'm gonna, instead of paying my debt that I obligate myself, I'm marrying you in exchange of the debt. So she took the debt, what?
You explained that.
The guarantor creates the debt, the choiv. Because when she said give away 100 zuz, and he gives away upon her mouth, right away, Midin Orev, she accepted that money that she needs to repay it. When he gives away 100 zuz upon her mouth, she needs to repay it. And she says, I'll marry you instead of repaying it. That's what's happening. The Arevus only makes her to repay. And the marriage is an exchange of that repayment.
Yes. Because when he gives the money, that moment, he's giving the money before she's away. She comes to be away automatically.
When he gives the money, she became an away.
She's away. She said the word she's away. When the mice before, when he gives the money, she's like receive it, and that money is the condition.
Forget about the whole Torah of receiving and Rashba and the Yerushalmi. Doesn't he jumps away from that. According to Rashi, is nothing to do with the flipping that you got the money. No, forget about that. Sechriya, it's a shlichus, not shlichus. It's not shlichus. It's not ano. It's not all of that. The Ramban Pshat and Rashi. He's saying, you know what it means? It means that when he gives away, the man gives away 100 zuz upon her words, she's mischayebes to pay it, and then she's marrying an exchange of not paying it. That's what it is.
It says
Chayebes l'shalei, and therefore when she's marrying, when she said I'll marry you and I'm not going to pay my mechuyot, my chinuch, she took her money. She took money.
But that sounds like it sounds the same as the flip.
No, it's not the flip. It's not the flip.
Comes back to.
Rabbi Yosef. Flip means that the malvin, when he gives away the money, or the receiver, the loiver, according to two opinions, two sides in the Yerushalmi itself, so they makne it to the Orev, and as if the Orev got the money, and then now they're shliach to give it away. That's the way they learn. He's not learning like that. He's learning in Rashi is very simple. When the woman tells the husband, give away 100 zuz, when he gives upon her mouth 100 zuz, it's not like she received the physical money as akno. No. She's mechuyel, she's Midin Orev as a debt. She needs to pay that money as a debt. As not as a she received, acquired the 100 zuz, and it's a shliach. You have to come out all this thing.
Virtual money. It's not real. She never got anything in her hand.
Exchange that money. I will burn that money. I'm owing that money. When you give it away, it's my debt to pay.
It's in that place.
Yes, with people alone. People alone. People alone. I know all those songs, but the Lemaise, she received the whole 100 Jews. Why? Because she's high of the whole 100 Jews automatically when he gives away upon her words. And now she says, I'll marry you. And after he says, I'll marry you, and she says, yes. Means what? That she said, I'm not going to pay you anymore my debt. In exchange of a debt, I'm marrying you. What's the difference between that and a loan? Give an answer. Buy a loan when you gave physical money, after that, she's thinking about those dollars with the numbers. That's already been spent. Here, she's thinking about the third party got it. She's thinking about exchanging the debt, not thinking about that money, because the money never came to her hands. If the money came to her hands, he lent her money, and it says, the money I lent you, I want to marry you, she's thinking about the physical money. That's what doesn't work. Kaddish Rabbeinu Kodesh, she's thinking about the money he gave her, it's already, that money is gone, it's hers, so it's to be spent. But here, the money never came to a third party. So automatically, we know that's what the Pneumonia shows. She knows in her mind, she's not thinking about the money he gave her, not the third party. She's not thinking about the physical money there. But never came to her, it came to the third party. She's thinking about the debt. I cannot. Says I'm taking the debt to myself, and I'm marrying you for that. That's what I receive for the marriage. I receive the marriage of the devil, he can get married with the debt. That's what he's learning. And that's Pshat and Rashi, the way the Ramban is learning in Rashi.
What is it?
What?
When you say give the money, give the money in which gether is the giving? The loan and this, what gether is he holding? That's shy.
To the money. When you give away money upon my words, I says I'm mechuyev with the money.
The gift. What was the money?
Gift. When it was a
gift, you don't pay back for a gift.
No. When somebody gives a gift upon my, if you tell me give a gift to someone, means you're taking responsibility to pay that.
If it's a gift, you don't get money back.
A gift to him, not to you.
To him, but
and then you need to pay it. You know, you ever went to a company, they give coupons, you buy coupons, you give people gift coupons. The company gives coupons gifts, but I need to pay them the money for the coupons. They don't give gifts for free. They're here. Give a gift and I'll pay in person. Go to Chenvoni, you will pay. You should tell the worker. Go to Chenvoni, you will pay, and automatically I need to pay. That's what it means. You go to Chenvoni, you go to the bank and pick up the money, means I need to pay it. Now, how she got married, she exchange, I'm not paying it, I'll marry him. Simple. Rashi is very simple. Okay, yes, what do you want to say? Yeah, but that's a side point. We want to know how she gets married. She gets married now without nothing wrong with that. She's getting married with the debt that she's obligated. That's the way Rashi learned. Aval advorim marim comes the Ramban doesn't like it. Aval advorim marim, the thing shows. Shim omro lo, if she told him, Ashlech mon el hayam v'skadashim, throw 100 Jews to the sea, and I marry you, the Zorak, and he throws it to Mekudeshes. V'chen bedin orem michai mikablo. He's saying, he's learning going to Rashi, she needs to get money, mamash. Or money mamash, or hov mamash. He says, not true. I will show you in a case when he tells her, throw the 100 zuz to the sea, and I marry you, and he threw it, she's Mekudesh, it's also Orev. Bekablo. He says, give 100 zuz, and I'm Mechayim means as if, not if he doesn't pay, I'll pay. I'm directly a Mechuyev. Ochenami here, Ochenami Ktoni Neukle Kelev Mekudeshes. If the Gemara says if She said, give it to the dog, she's not Mekudeshes. Time of the home only stam, because she said stam. If she said, give it to the dog and I'll marry you, we know clearly he's not pushing off. She says, I want to marry Mekudeshes. So what do we see from this? That even though the dog is a dog, nobody received it. She's mechuyev and she's marrying with her. Umiureisha the seller. What?
That Akasha, where did we say anything that, where did we say until now?
I don't know if he has a kasha. According to Rashi, only if she received it, then she's married. She has to receive. So by Orev, she received the debt. Then what about a Caleb? Where's the Caleb?
We didn't mention one word of it.
Where's where here?
Here and now, over here, us. Well, we just finished discussing Rashi, we never mentioned one word that has to be received.
Okay.
Shabbat was.
Look, Lefi Dvorov, I'm reading Rashi, the way he learns in Rashi. 3 lines in the end of the last paragraph. Lefi Dvorov, Einu Miskadeshes Enkin Konso. She's the only way she's going to Kodeshes when she receive acquired money. I will explain. Orev says, Mamoino Shoklamine, she did take money. That's his answer. He said, when I throw it to the sea or to the Kelev, and she said, I'm Kodeshes, how it work? Where's Konso? Where Mamoino Shoklamine?
Said that someone was dead. And she wouldn't have a debt. So what's concert? Where's concert? Where's that?
I understand she's quoted the money. She received the money. They received it because it's her chotzer. She received it. And by Orev, she was Mamoino Shoklo. Rashi learns that by Kiddushin the Din Kicha, she needs to Mamoino Shoklo. So he says, by Kelev, by a dog, Amon Layam, where's Mamoino Shoklo? ומיורשת זה לא ניצחו, אלא אפילו חוזנות להמון משם. הנה לאו דווקא. says Reisha, the seller לא ניצחו, אלא אפילו חוזנות להמון משם. He says she actually took the money. או לאו דווקא.
Then what? If she takes it, then what?
So she received the money. Or the seller's not shalom. Even if she took the money, wouldn't help. או לאו דווקא. ובפסקי חכמי הצרפתים, אפילו תן על גבי סלע וסקאלה שחור, אינו מקודש. Says the Tzarfatim paskin, if she gives them a rock, and she says, it's Kaddish, not her rock, and she says, Kaddish, ain't no Mekudesh. Not because she didn't say, even she said, not Mekudesh, like Rashi, Nichora. It's not her, not hers. L'tzorech you. Why she's not Mekudesh when he took the money upon her words? Should work. אבל בירושלמי אפילו תן מונה לפלוין, וקדה שלכו פירשו, שום דזויכה לאישה וכל דזויכה לעצמו. It's a flip, ירושלמי says. זויכה לאישה וכל דזויכה לעצמו. The husband mezaka the money to the woman, and then he goes back for himself and he gives it away. Flips it.
You stand in the place of.
Yes.
There's no.
ולא עשה לי ולגמור, and this doesn't follow our Gemara.
You stand in the place of.
Space up. But he says, our Gemara seems to be so. V'lo asi ali b'de Gemarim. Our Gemara doesn't follow. V'sham homushu v'cheresh shelo zchut l'mekudeshes. Most says if the ploini is the cheresh, they cannot do zechira. Wouldn't work. This is here the Ramban now jumps in and he makes what our Gemara holds. That's important for us. But it's already 10:45. Chaval went to read this and read it real short. So everyone would read it quickly, just one glance, and then tomorrow we'll learn it deeper. He says, according to him, I understand in Nireli, according to our Gemara, what our Gemara Bavli holds, that as long as it's a domain of the Cheresh, She can retract, or the husband can say, I want the money back, because Cheresh does not have a power of Kenyan. They never left his domain. By an order, he tells, lend the money to a mute, to a deaf person. The lender or the guarantor says, okay, I want to retract. I don't want to be guarantor. Take the money back from the Cheresh. Since the Cheresh never acquired the money, the loan never took effect. What happened if the Cheresh lost the money? Or spend it? You cannot take it away from him because when you spend it, who knows what? If they spend it themselves, you're obligated and should be Mekudeshes. In the beginning, he said, do it in order that will come out to the hands of the Cheresh. And he did it. Very, very strange. This is what the Ramban say. If the woman tells the husband, give it to a Cheresh, she's not Mekudeshes. Why? Because the giving never took effect. She can take it back. We never acquired it. But if it's lost, the Cheresh spent it through it, and then the Orev and the woman is Mekudeshes. Because upon her words, a debt was accumulated. Upon her words, she caused the reality that the Cheresh got destroyed it and lost it, got rid of it. She cannot get it back. So you obligated to pay for it. Therefore, she's Mekudeshes. Moshel, example. If I tell my friend, give food to this guy, to those kids, those orphans, give them food, support them. My children, other children, when you give the food, I'm obligated automatically. Says, I want to borrow your cow. With what hands I will send it to you. Hit it with a stick and he'll come after me. When I left the Reshus, because he hit him and he left his domain, he's chayav. The sugya masho, the pligalei Shmuel v'Ramash, was Rabbeinu Hananel, v'Ramoshe Asfani, the potu, the machloikes, and she's chayav or not. The halacha is potu. Sharmina mino, we hear from this. The lo mechayiv inish b'chayiv shaylo, hu adin memil v'stam, kayoytze v'ze ad osel Reshus lekonim. What do we see from this? That when the woman tells her husband, give it away to Cheresh, there's nothing. I think as long as it didn't come to a domain of someone, there's nothing, because you can take it back. Like it says, send my cow to me. And he sends it, and it died in a way, never came to me, so I'm not chayav. But if it came to me, I'm a chayav, also here. It says, give it away to a Cheresh. It never came to a Cheresh. Because Cheresh doesn't exist. He doesn't have a hand to acquire. He can take it back. If he lost it, it's like came to somebody else. He can never take Ilka. Tena Gabisela Mischai was Kaddish over Loma Klum. Says put on the rock, and now obligated is nothing because you can take it away from the rock. Take it away from the Cheresh. But I said put her in the sea, or tell the Cheresh and he spent it Voitzion. So then it's gone. Adayin and Yoim still say Shu Chayav shall be what you need to pay. You chayav the debt, you can get married. Because you exchange the debt. Yes, so what the Ramban is learning here is like Rashi. He's saying that if her selash is Mekudeshes, if Zokmon Layam Mekudeshes, why?
He did our people.
Why is Zokmon Layam? According to Rashi says, has to be her chotzer, she needs to receive it. The Ramban says you don't need to receive it. Even Tzrokum Layam is Mekudeshes because it's lost. So it's lost upon your words. I gave it, you created debt. You became an Orev to pay that debt. Then you can exchange the debt to be married. But the only thing is, if it came to a Cheresh or to a rock that I can pick it back, so then it never left your domain. So therefore you never mechuyav. But if the Cheresh spent it or threw it to the sea, because I'm mechayev to pay as mitzad orem, I'm mechayev to pay that debt. Then I can exchange the debt, be married.
And if he didn't pay, he spent the money, and he's still by the Cheresh.
Koite Rashi, You need to coin it yourself. You have to coin it the money. Your chotzer, your seller, and all of it is, I got a debt. She got it in my money or something, but she got a debt. Comes the Ramban, he says, so why is Rockman works? Where's the what should we that with? Where she get it? He says she did get it. Because if it's Cheresh, like the Yerushalmi, doesn't work because I give it back. If it's Selah, that is not hers, and she can take it back, take it back. So that's it. So you can never, she was the Mechayim. Because the Chiyuv came only if it went to somebody else's domain. It left it. It left it in a way they cannot retract. In a way they cannot retract. But if it's in the sea, or the Cheresh spent it, so then you cannot retract. It's a gift. So when you gave upon me money you cannot retract, so then I'm mechuyev. You know, I have a debt, then I can exchange the debt and do it for kiddushin. And that's really pshat nepshu in the depths. You hear this, Rabbi Yeshua? That's what Rabbi Yeshua meant to say. We'll see it tomorrow. Oh, we'll see it tomorrow. We just started the week. There's a lot more to do here. There's a lot of explanation. It's very deep here. Rabbi Chananya ben Akashi Oimer. Oh, tzakarish Baruch Hu l'zar Yisrael lefika. Here beim Terem של למען הרוב בצבא ציבור ובדין. סגני נזכני שמי רבו. שמי לגודשו, ואין לנו גם לגודשו ושגודשו ושגודשו ולכבודשו ולגודשו לישראל, הרבנון והתלמידים ובמדינים סבידויים. ועל כל מן עוסקים בהוראי, וזה נשאר עלינו ברזר ועשה, לא כל שלום רע, בוקר ובקיס דבר חמי, היי לקרוא, כל המגדל שמי רבו רומי, שלום רע, בוקר שמי רבו רומי, שלום רע, שלום רע, שלום רע,
Rabenu